Hi, and welcome back. My name is Patricia. This is going to be a little bit different. And oh no, fixing this. Okay, very carefully. All right, I have something here that's not my usual. And I'll have to fix what I just broke. I recently built my very first Lego set. They are behind me. And I didn't expect for it to turn into a reflection on learning. And collaboration and how people make sense of new information at work specifically. So what surprised me was that it wasn't just about the final build, but how familiar the process felt compared to learning design, facilitation, and work I do every day, especially program development. So let's get into it of some reflections I had. I will link the article below as well, which is a little bit more robust. So Lego really forces you to slow down. That's particularly helpful for certain brains. So you move step by step, page by page, often without seeing what the final result will look like. So I found that very fascinating as well. So some instructions were clear. This was my first time doing this. And some where others were you had to pause and look closely, look at the image. Do I take it literal? Was the picture showing me everything from every angle that I could even see what was different from what I was creating and what the picture showed, or the colors and everything. So I had to pause, look closely, figure things out for myself sometimes. And there's a learning curve, placing pieces firmly enough to click, but gently enough to not break what you've already built. So, and that click was very satisfying. And I will, add some video clips here too of even just pouring it out of the envelopes. That experience felt a lot like learning and program development. Early on, things can feel abstract. Progress isn't always visible right away. Sometimes you have to pivot, and then until the pieces come together. So I was really excited to see that correlation. And when something doesn't fit, there were moments when I thought I was missing a piece. My husband told me typically that's not the case. So more often than not, it wasn't missing at all. And I have Lego experts in my household, so they assured me. So sometimes the issue was that I had placed a previous piece somewhere else and it looked correct at the time. How often that happens in life too. Other times I needed to flip the piece over, look at it from a different angle, and realize that I was taking the picture too literal. So what Lego reinforced for me is that when something doesn't work, the solution often isn't even the step in front of me or just previous. Sometimes it was earlier in the process. Sometimes we miss things when we're building a program or we're working with people. An assumption was made, and often that's the case. In workplace learning, collaboration, and program development, this happens all the time. Fixing the issue often means going back, unpacking the assumptions, and adjusting, not rushing ahead. So it's about learning, unlearning, and collaboration. Learning isn't only about adding new knowledge, it often requires unlearning, letting go of assumptions, habits, or approaches that no longer fit. This concept closely reminded me of my master's research on how people learn to collaborate and build new programs for success. And collaboration isn't linear either. So it involves experimentation, curiosity, course correction, and moments of uncertainty is part of the process. And that's just part of the work. At one point, I couldn't see what was different in my Lego build in the picture, and I knew something wasn't right. So I asked my partner, a Lego expert, to look take a look. And he immediately saw the issue was from a different perspective. And that's the beauty of different brains when we're working on a team together. So that moment reinforced how much I value diversity and diverse ways of thinking, and how collaboration often moves us forward faster and more thoughtfully and towards innovation when we have different ways of thinking. I'll link also some of my videos and articles about neurodiversity too. So, oh, and that leads me to my next topic about neurodiversity, curiosity, and fun. Another thing about Lego that highlighted for me is neurodiversity in learning. Not everyone processes instructions, visuals, or sequences in the same way, and that's fantastic. Some people need more time, different angles, or space to revisit steps or process, and that doesn't mean anything is wrong. Um, so Lego gave me time and space to process information at my own pace. That's something we need to build into learning as well, especially in both facilitated and self-directed learning environments. And honestly, this was just so much fun. I was gifted two sets and then I bought another set. I loved it so much. And I have another one on its way. So that sense of play matters in learning as well and in the workplace. So when learning feels engaging and safe and people are curious, more patient with themselves, and more willing to experiment and adjust and sometimes get it wrong so they're learning, fun doesn't mean a lack of depth though. It supports confidence, curiosity, and momentum, which is essential for learning. And I didn't expect my first Lego set to spark this much reflection, but here we are. And it reminded me that when something isn't working, it may not be about the piece in front of us, but it may be about a step we missed earlier. That was a really great highlight, light bulb moment. So that's okay. We can go back, adjust, move things forward again. And great learning experiences are often what help everything click. And thank you for reflecting with me as well. I will show you, I have to add what just broke off, but even when things move, it was just so much fun. Thanks for joining me. My name is Patricia. Oh, it is recording. Oh, I just thought I forgot. Cut it on film. Cut. It is recording, right? Yes. Can you tell I haven't done this in a little while?